Hello, this is Julie. Welcome into the Thrifty Paper Garden. Well, this is week 2 of my spring seed starting series. First week, I planted my first crop of seeds and put them in this little greenhouse and put it on my plant growing shelf. I normally have the light real close to the plants, but I lifted it up so we can take a peek and see 1 week later how my seeds are doing. So just lift the cover. Oh, look at there. I have plants. Yay! And most of the germination is 10 to 20 some days, so the ones that haven't germinated yet, there's still time. And you occasionally have some pods that never do germinate. So I let the seedlings grow, maybe another couple days, and then I will transfer them out of the greenhouse environment into the open air. And again, I'll leave the grow lights real close to the plant so they grow stocky and not leggy. And you don't want to leave the seedlings in the greenhouse environment for very long because it is hot and steamy and they can wilt sometimes within days due to various molds or stuff like that. So those are the seedlings from week 1. Okay, now I'm ready to start week 2 planting. But first I want to talk about the importance of knowledge. Now I certainly don't know it all. I'm not a master gardener, but an important thing that I've learned is read, talk to people that know the information and just glean all the information that you can. This garden primer is probably my gardening Bible, if I can use that term. Now there are newer editions out of this book, and one of the reasons I like this book is because the picture shows a younger lady, but in this book I have just written notes and highlighted and just went and picked out the things that I wanted to grow, and I just read and learn about it. And I have lots of notes and things that I've come across that have been really helpful for me. Also, another book that I have, it's called the Seed Starting Primer and Almanac, and this has been very helpful. And when I was showing you my first week seeds, I was alluding to dampening off, a disease caused by various fungi that results in seedling stems that shrivel and collapse at soil level. So in the greenhouse, there can be various just fungi and mold in the air that can cause the seedlings to die rather rapidly. And also, this is an old edition of the Minnesota Horticulturist. I believe now it's called, the magazine is the Minnesota Gardener. But I especially like magazines that are specific to my area. And so this is a very valuable resource. Even the older books have a lot of information. And then also, in going to garden centers and whatnot and reading in magazines and books, you can find little charts that are very helpful. Like this is which vegetables you can plant together and ones that prefer not to be close, so that you can kind of plan out your garden and know which vegetables thrive better together. So like I said, just read. So week 2, I have my tray. It's labeled B. Week 1 was tray A, 1 through 6. And again, I have my seeds. This week it's tomatoes. I think I love tomatoes more than I like my green peppers. And again, I have a card that would say today's date and B, and all the seeds in the different rows that I started. And when I'm going to be moving over my seedlings from the greenhouse environment over to the open air environment, I have another tray. This one I've labeled T for transfer, I guess, and 1 through 6. And then I have this little card, and I have just taken this ruler and drawn circles on the card to match, I guess I could have done squares as well, to match this tray. And when I'm in row 1, if 2 seedlings have germinated, I will take them out of the greenhouse tray environment and bring them over to this tray. And if they were in row 1, I would put it there. And then the most important part, in row 1 is carnival pepper. So if I take the seedling from row 1, take it out of the greenhouse, put it in row 1 of my tray T, then I would write in tray T, row 1, position 1, I would write carnival. So it's very important because this is your guide to tell you the seedlings that you've moved out of the greenhouse environment, what those plants are. So it's very important to label. So I want to thank you for stopping by for week 2 of my spring seed starting series, and I'll see you next week for series number 3. Thank you. Bye.